Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Crafted by Sandra. Today I am on with a project share for Christmas in July hop that is being hosted by Beck and Leslie. Each week is something different that crafters are getting together to create. And this is week number 3, which we are working on 3D ornaments or home decor. I actually have 2 projects to share with you today. I did some ornaments and some home decor. I am still working with and using the Simple Stories Winter Wonder paper pad. I want to finish this up, so I'm still going to continue to be working with this for my projects. So the first project I'm going to work with or show you is actually a 3D ornament. I've had these wood die pieces in my stash for at least, I want to say I bought them last year at Michael's, and I didn't really have time to do anything with them, and I really wanted to make some type of ornament. So this was the perfect opportunity to try to make something. Now, they're not all perfect. I tried to pick the best 2 out of the bunch here. There was it's a 5-piece set to kind of make this this ornament. So I was just kind of basing it off where the hole was to kind of center everything. But I think they'll still look good even if they're not, because they're wood chips, so they don't have to actually be perfect. But I'm going to go ahead and show with you what I created. I created 2 ornaments with these, a 3D ornament. So all I did was I just put some twine in on the top. On the outside corners here, I used some snow, which I actually used this Aleene's True Snow. I just grabbed like a plastic spatula, and I put it around all of the edges of the wood slice here, and I did let it dry overnight. So I just kind of scooped a little bit on there, kind of did it like frosting, and then I had some glitter that I just put on top, and I let it dry overnight. And then on this one, I just used a silver snowflake die cut that I had. I went ahead and I put in the pastel kind of like green paper that I found in my stash. And then keeping with the collection with the colors in the Winter Wonders, I did a pink here. And then I just put in a flat, the center of the flower centers. I think that's a Chaos Craft die. I used the flower center, and then this flat back bee charm, I had that in my stash. So I went ahead and I just created this one. So that was the first one I did, which is kind of like a medium pink. And then I did one which was a bigger slice of the wood, and this one's a little bit lighter. So if you see them side by side, you can see that the one here is actually a little bit smaller, and this wood piece was the biggest piece. So I used this one, and this one I went with the lighter pink as well. The same thing, put that True Snow all around the edges, put some glitter, let it dry overnight. I used a bigger die cut. This one actually, I believe, was from a Chaos Craft Snowflake album. It was one of the dies that was inside of it. So that was, I'm glad I had it because it was the biggest snowflake I could find. I put that in. Same thing, put the flower center from Chaos Craft, and then a gem that I had. So I think they came out really cute. I actually really like them. I think I may use them on my tree this year. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with traditional Christmas or the pastel, which is I really love that pastel Christmas. But if not, I think these would make great gifts as well to give away for the holidays. So I think if you just get some, you could find the wood chip pieces. I just actually saw these at Hobby Lobby. They do have them there. Michael's probably will come out with them. But again, like I said, I've had these in my stash since last year, and this was the perfect opportunity to try them, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. So that's the first project I made. Now, my second project, I also had this frame from the dollar store that I got, and it's actually, if I open it here, it doesn't have a glass frame inside. So there's no plastic inside of it. I mean, no glass, I'm sorry. So it's kind of like a small shadow box. And I bought these probably last summer thinking I'm going to do something with them. And again, just haven't thought of what I'm going to do with them, how I could alter them. So I did alter it. I thought I could do something with it. The frame itself is, I want to say 5 3/4, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, but the inside piece that I cut is almost 5 exactly. So it's just like literally just a like maybe an eighth of an inch shy than 5. But I think I did cut mine to 5 by 5, or just a little bit, like I just shaved off a little piece. So this is the original. This is what I got at the dollar store. I only picked up 2 of them. Now that I created something, I wish I would have gotten more. So I'm going to go back and see if I can find these. Again, I like these because there's no glass in it, and it's just a small little shadow box. So this is what I created. So I removed the string that was on the original one here. I just grabbed some pliers, pulled that out. I counted the beads. I used the same amount of beads, although with this one here, I think I might go a little shorter because of the string on top. But I think if you hang it on something, it would be okay. I just grabbed some beads from my stash. I try to use the colors that I had here. Again, I just got a paper from the paper pad. I got an embellishment. I stacked it up on the foams squares from the Dollar Tree. I doubled those up to give it a little bit more height. I had some flat back snowflakes in my stash. I put a little bit of some sequins here that I had, some snowflakes and some other just iridescent sequins there. I put a little tree there, and then some of these mini, I made like little, put them as little mini snowballs there. So they're little, you know, the little puff balls. I just found a couple in my stash, glued them on, and I think it came out cute. I think this would make great home decor. Again, it would be, I think, cute for a gift too. If you wanted to do something inexpensive, you can do that. Just grabbing some of the paper, finding some of the embellishments that came in the set that I had. I put that on there. And or you can do like a 3 by 4 of the journaling cards as well in the middle if you found something cute. Again, I just went with what this one because it was a little bit bigger, and I think it came out pretty cute. So from this here is what I originally had. I altered it into this, and I'm really happy with it. I think definitely this is something I would use and hang up in my craft room or in my home. And same thing with the ornaments. If you didn't want to do pastel, you can do traditional Christmas and just do rosettes on there. The die that I actually used for that rosette, I'll share it with you, is this Sizzix die. There's the number there. I don't know if you can see that, if there's a glare or not, but it is a pretty big die. So you know, it does take up, for this size, it did take up the whole wood piece itself. On the bigger one here, I did have a little bit more room, so that's why I put a little bit more of the floral on the edge to kind of help fill it up a little bit. But overall, I think I'm happy with that one. If you got smaller pieces of wood chips, you probably would need a smaller poinsettia die. But again, this one actually worked out perfect. I'm happy with how everything turned out. And I actually had all the supplies in my stash except for the Eileen's True Snow. This one I did purchase this on Amazon. I ordered it. But everything else was in my stash. So I am really happy with how everything turns out. I hope that you can perhaps give one of these projects a try, see what you can come up with, see what you can do. I think they're pretty easy, beginner level for all of you out there who are just trying out, or even if you're not a beginner, if you haven't thought of these ideas, I think this would be great something to try. You could always add other things to it, and I think it should come out nice. So give it a try. Let me know what you think, and let me know which one is your favorite. If you like the ornament, or if you like the little 3D display window here. So let me know what you think. If you could please, like the video, if you did like it, please hit that like and share button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channels. I will be listing all the amazing crafters that are in this hop. So if you go down and hit that more button, you'll see everyone that's on there. Please follow them all. Give everyone some love and appreciation. And until I see all of you again, goodbye.